Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Brighton Area Schools Board of Education meeting. Ms. Eckermite, will you please do a roll call?
Mrs. Urbane. Present. Mr. Storm.
Present.
Mrs. Tierney.
Here.
Mr. Stahl.
Here.
Dr. Krebs.
Here.
Mrs. Marks.
Here.
Mr. Meyer.
Here. All right, would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the next item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. But before we do that, I understand that our high school band is here this evening. We appreciate them being here, and they are going to be playing the Star Spangled Banner, as I understand. So if everyone is, if you're prepared, this would be a great time for all of you to join us. And that's all right.
This is Mr. Swinky, our band director. And here's the band.
Well, thank you very much for having us here this evening. The bands and orchestras have been really busy, sending students to All-State in January and preparing for a concert in February, and for our Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association festival performances in early March. So we wanted to share a little bit of music here on the home turf. So we thought we'd stop by, play the Star Spangled Banner. All these students are from the Brighton High School Wind Ensemble, our advanced band, or our first or second hour orchestra, our advanced orchestra. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here this evening. We really appreciate it. It's just an amazing opportunity to display your extraordinary talents and all the hard work that all of you have put in this year. We want to congratulate you on what you've already accomplished and been awarded thus far, and wish you all the best for the remainder of the year with all the competitions that you have ahead of you. And we're behind you and supporting you, and we know you'll do an outstanding job. Thank you for being here. All right, that moves us to the approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Moved by Dr. Krebs.
Support.
Support by Ms. Marks. Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda, moving for action item B, the VHS chiller, to for action as item E. Motion to move for action item D, RFP athletic netting, to for action in as item F. Consequently, that will change future action to A being school financial solutions contract and B policy recommendation.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve an amended agenda by Mr. Stahl, supported by Mr. Storm. Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay, all those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any nays? That passes 7-0. All right, that moves us to the superintendent report. Dr. Outlaw.
All right. So I would like to start off by bringing forward, I'm going to bring forward Mrs. Evans and Mr. Swicky to do a shining star for 3 BHS students that were part of the high school band and orchestra honors band. So let's bring them forward and let's honor our folks.
Mr. Johnson and I.
Mr. Johnson and Mrs. Evans. So.
Okay.
You want to talk about Dimitri first?
Yeah, I'll do Dimitri first.
Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Evans. I'm the Director of Bands and Orchestras at Scranton Middle School. And I have the honor tonight of introducing Dimitri Sobolevsky. He is an 8th grade tuba player in our Scranton Middle School band. This is, I think, the 8th year I've been in front of you, 8th year straight, to talk about how amazing our middle school band and orchestra students are. Dimitri was selected as one of the best in the state of Michigan this past October. We had over 2,600 students from the state of Michigan try out for 5 bands. 2 of them, 5 organizations, one being high school band, high school orchestra, middle school band, middle school orchestra, and then a high school jazz. They select less than 500 kids out of the 2,600 that auditioned. Dimitri was one of those students from the state of Michigan. So when you make it into a group like this, you are considered one of the best players in the state of Michigan. Dimitri prepared music for about a month. They went out to Grand Rapids, Michigan a couple of weekends ago for the annual Michigan Music Conference. They practiced their faces off with an outstanding conductor. It is probably one of the best performances I've heard in my 24 years of being in this position, and I'm excited to congratulate, and please help me do so, Dimitri Sobolevsky.
Good evening. My name is Phil Johnson. I'm a choir teacher at Scranton Middle School and Brighton High School. And I am excited to share the same type of news with you. We had 3 students from Brighton area schools selected for the Michigan School Vocal Music Association State Honors Choir for 2026. They are Ethan Johnson, Nicholas Kafkakis, and Noah Reams. The students auditioned by submitting videos. They learned a piece from about 1,600. They had to sing it memorized and record themselves singing it, submit that video where they were graded. We had 7 students from Brighton High School who auditioned for Regional Honors Choir. All 7 of them were accepted. They went down to Allen Park, spent the day singing with peers from all over southeastern Michigan. There were approximately 200 students at each of the 4 regional sites. From there, this is a picture of some of our Brighton students participating. From there, the selection for State Honors Choir takes place. Students audition by singing 4 songs from memory. Their singing is graded by choral music professionals. The top 180 scores in the state earned a place at State Honors Choir. Ethan, Nicholas, and Noah all scored high enough to qualify for state. Ethan is pictured here with his regional and State Honors Choir director. It was easy for me to get pictures of him. He's my son. The families got to come out to Grand Rapids and celebrate these performances. This is Noah with his mother and father. Noah was part of the SATB Honors Choir. This is Nicholas with his mother and father. Nicholas was part of the TTBB Honors Choir. And this is a picture of the State Honors Choir that Ethan and Nicholas were able to participate. So please join me in congratulating Ethan, Nicholas, and Noah on their State Honors Choir participation representing Brighton.
Because they're all here. Okay. All right, thank you.
So on behalf of the board, Dimitri, Ethan, Nicholas, and Noah, we want to extend a heartfelt congratulations on all that you've already accomplished, and we certainly wish you the best of luck as you proceed forward in the future competitions. And like I said, we're very proud of you and look forward to amazing things to be accomplished in the future.
All right. So next up, I'm going to go out of order just a little bit on the agenda, and I'm going to bring forward our student representatives, Ella and Reese, and we have the entire leadership group, so I think they're going to be part of our presentation as well. So they're getting set up, and with just a moment here.
That one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a process.
Yeah, but
Okay. I'll get you plugged in.
All right, awesome.
thank you.
Just to the side there. Can you see it over here? Can you put it in the big one there?
Right here, maybe? I mean, if it doesn't, we can do it without a
Oh,
screen.
get it out over here.
Yeah, we can also just.
There we go.
Oh, splendid.
Great.
All right, Reese and Ella, take it away.
Hi. Happy Monday. This is a process.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Ella, this is Reese. Here's our Brighton High School update. So to close out January, we had our check presentation where we got to finally give the Trinity Cancer Center our final number and present them with their check. It was such an incredible evening. My favorite thing about it is they make it into like a whole type of ceremony. So it's not just like we give them their check. We actually, me and Reese got to share our perspectives on the process of raising all of the money, and the entire leadership class gets to go and see the whole ceremony. And the Cancer Center administrators, they actually got to speak to us too about how much the money means to them. And they also split us up into 3 groups, so we got to take a tour of the entire center and see like what our money actually goes to, which was cool as well. And we have raised $528,000 since 2012, which was also incredible to see all of our numbers stacked up there.
Next up, we have the NHS report. So if you guys are unaware, February is Kindness Month, so we have a lot focused around that. Firstly, the NHS officers and advisors are finalizing our senior survivors students for this year, which is a good process, and we're trying to reach as many groups as possible to raise as much money as possible. Next up, during our NHS meeting tomorrow morning, we will be writing kindness letters in the media center. Our Culture and Caring Committee will be doing kindness messages and videos, and we will be collecting homecoming and prom dress donations for La Casa at the last week of February. So if there's any way to get the word out, that is always good. Next up, a little bit of a club highlight. Our HOSA had their district competition. HOSA is a medical-related field where students choose a field and compete against other students given a situation where they have to deal with a real-life medical situation. And we had 1,000 student competitors from across our region, with 70 students coming from BHS, and 40 were state qualifiers, so we were super excited for that.
Next up, we have all of the councils and what they're doing for Kindness Month. So the freshmen are doing counselor appreciation, and they went to Target and they made little gift baskets for all the counselors to show their appreciation. And they're also doing a Valentine's bake sale. The sophomores are highlighting the custodian staff, and they're doing a thank you display in their break room and providing coffee and snacks for them. The juniors are doing bus driver appreciation, so they're making a giant poster and they're giving goodies to anybody who signs it and shares how much the bus drivers mean to them. The seniors, we actually had a lunch lady card ceremony where we split up all the lunch ladies and we wrote them handwritten messages, and we also gave them a $10 Amazon gift card. And we actually got to go to the lunchroom early and surprise them with their cards and see their faces and their reactions, which was really fun. We're also doing Donut Friday and kindness hearts, so you can get a free donut, but you have to make a little kindness card and give it to somebody that you appreciate. We're also doing a school-wide kindness video, which is much like the one that was posted earlier, where students can stand up to the microphone and they can share something kind that they've done for someone else or something that somebody did for them that was kind and that made their day, so that'll be exciting as well. And then we're also doing Teacher Valentines, just a little gift in the teacher mailboxes.
To wrap it up with our exec board team, we have set up a kindness wall on the outside of the cafeteria where students were able to go up and just write a kind message on the wall, which will be staying up for the rest of the month. Next, we gave all the teachers at the school a bucket where they'll be nominating 5 students each week. Then we will be drawing those out of a pool of all the students, and those students that get drawn will win a prize for their kindness. We're doing gifts to secretaries just to show their appreciation, as they are often sometimes underappreciated. And finally, we are working with the Unified. We will all be going to a game and bringing posters and other things. Lastly, our leadership class is working heavily with the Unified group for the Unified Assembly coming up on February 20th. We're also working with them for a game that we'll be going all out for senior night this Thursday. And finally, we wanted to ask if we could come up to you guys and show our appreciation for you by presenting you with a gift. Is that okay?
Sure.
Perfect. All righty.
How could you say no to that?
How can I say no to that?
We wanted to make sure you guys felt the appreciation as well this February. We know you don't get it a lot, so we hope you at least get a tasty treat and get to enjoy your February.
Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it, you guys.
Appreciate you
That's
guys.
very,
Thank you so
very
much.
kind. You did,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
very kind.
Yeah.
Now nobody will be hungry tonight.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Reese and Ella. We always appreciate your updates. They're very informative. Congratulations to the host of students. Big kudos to everyone at the high school that's demonstrating tremendous leadership skills and all that they do every day and their community outreach. Obviously, with the donation from the Pink Week, that's a real testament to all of the hard work and leadership that all of you put in, which is remarkable. And obviously, we want to thank everyone that was involved in that program, their contributions, either financially or in kind, that made such a meaningful impact, and obviously continues to make a meaningful impact to that program. And so thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for the goodies. That was unexpected, but very much appreciated. And we appreciate your being here tonight. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, leadership students. You don't need to stay if you want to go study. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I didn't even see Claire here.
I was going to ask if she was.
I didn't even know she was here, yeah. I thought Claire was a dance.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, as they're walking out, our third presentation tonight is going to be an update for the full board on our district-wide ELA pilot. Our academic committee had a full detailed report a couple weeks ago, I think, and wanted to have an opportunity for the full board to hear some of the updates on what's going on and for board members to have a chance to ask any questions that you may have. So we have 2 people that are leading this program this spring, and they're doing a great job, outstanding communication, very detailed plan. They're doing an excellent job, and I'm very confident that we're going to have a strong resolution by the end of the year. So with that, I'm just going to turn it over to Chelsea Boyd and Cody Alexander.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. We do not have bundt cakes for you, but We do have ELA pilot updates, which one could argue is just as exciting.
Just as much of a treat, so there you go.
So we just wanted to give a brief update on where we're at in the ELA pilot process. Cody and I have been working together a lot lately with moving this forward. And so just give us some general overviews and then maybe sometime if you had any questions for us, follow up. So we'll get started. I'm going to have Cody start as she's been part of this work from the very beginning to kind of start back at that spot.
Thanks. So for the last 18 or so months, we've been working on piloting 2 curriculum resources. In K1, we've had Heggerty, and then for 2 through 5 and 6, but we're going to talk about K5, doing My View. And so throughout that 18 months, we focused on alignment to Michigan's literacy essentials, early literacy and foundational skills, and then classroom implementation and usability, thinking like someone brand new to Brighton, is this something they could pick up and be able to do? And then now we're here because the teachers have requested exploration of additional state-approved options. As you probably know, State of Michigan had developed a list of approved curriculum resources for ELA K5.
All right, so that leads us to the next spot. So if you remember, the teachers were able to fill out things to the survey that was sent out, and we had a lot of interest that they wanted to explore some other programs now that they had learned a little bit more about new curriculum resources. So all of the pilot comprehensive resources that we had offered to the staff as an additional resource are from that Michigan State approved list, and they also are comprehensive resources. What that means is it covers all of the 5 big ideas of reading. This is recommended to us by multiple people. We've reached out to some consultants, we've reached out to some coaches, we reached out to other districts just to ensure that we have the best view of how to move this forward. And their recommendation is definitely to start with a comprehensive program. We were able to whittle it down through things that had been looked at by the pilot group in the past, but also things that were highly ranked based off of a lot of vetted resources. And that would be the Michigan Literacy Essentials, a different evaluation tool called the IMET, research commonly referred to as the Science of Reading, or the Reading League has a document that they used and they went through and did all of that with that. Always wanting to focus on those strong foundational skills, that knowledge building and vocabulary, the development of strong comprehension, but mostly hearing feedback about how does this implement it in the classroom. So any resource that you choose, any program is going to have areas that you're going to have to supplement or make adjustments to. That is across the board anywhere. Cody and I would be in very different professions if we developed that comprehensive program that everyone used.
Yeah,
we would probably have lots of bundt cakes delivered to us as well. It doesn't exist, right? But what does exist are very strong research-based comprehensive programs that are a great starting point for districts. And then the next layer is, can our teachers use it? Is it usable, right? Are the materials something that they can navigate and do well with students? Can they align their instructional craft to it? And does it have the main pieces that we're looking for in a program? So that was how we moved forward into this next phase, was offering that out, giving a lot of input from the teachers on what they were interested in looking at on that list, and giving them a bunch of different pieces of research that they could look into, and lots of materials showing up in their building for them to thumb through, so they could actually look through the things and decide whether or not that was something that we wanted to look forward to. We had an overwhelming response from our teachers, and they really boiled it down to 2 programs that we're moving forward with, one called Collaborative Classroom, and another called CKLA, which is through Amplify. So this is where we're at in the next steps. So after our winter break, we had an optional meeting for teachers who might be interested in piling in different additional materials. We had 92 teachers join that meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning, the Thursday after winter break, which I think is a true testament to our teachers in this district. They didn't need to come. They knew they were going to get the information after, but they really wanted to be a part of that. We had lots of great questions, lots of dialogue during that time, and we have many teachers who are piloting both programs.
And we gave it it was an option too. So if they were piloting one thing, they could continue. So we kind of let them choose their own adventure. They could opt into doing the 2 additional resources. They could do one and not the other. So we had autonomy from the teachers on that.
So right now, those who are in the thick of Collaborative Classroom have all their materials. They're starting to implement this program. they've had some planning time. We're going to have additional time for them to work with this resource on Monday when we have our professional development day. But they have an opportunity to work with the instructional coaches and really decide, number one, we know all of these are highly researched, but what's the usability? How does this align to us in Brighton, our data, our students? And then we've started to collect feedback on anyone who has moved from MyView or Haggerty to make sure that the teachers, while it's fresh in their mind, have an opportunity to give some feedback on these areas, on those programs. And then we added an additional question, which we thought was helpful for the future, which was, if you've ever implemented something new, what was helpful, right? What did you need structurally in order for you to be able to move this forward a little more seamlessly? So, you know, back when we had done a math adoption, or when we've done different things, you know, what were the things that helped you as an educator get it rolled out in your classroom easier, and what supports might you have needed? Our next steps, we actually just sent it out today. We're taking, so far I think we have like 14 or 15 teachers signed up to go observe Collaborative Classroom in Chelsea, Michigan at their school district. The curriculum director has set it all up for us. She's been great. So the teachers will have an opportunity to actually see it in action. So we wanted them to be able to read the research, make those decisions. We wanted them to look at the materials themselves, kind of get their feet wet with it. And now we can go in and see how it is with teachers who have already been implementing it for a little bit. And then we have debrief time so they can actually have really good dialogue with those teachers in order for them to kind of say, what do you like, what do you not like, what don't we know, and different things like that. And our plan is every month to kind of come in, if you want, and us to kind of tell you where we are in the process.
And when we get to the CKLA, we will go and observe in Howell. Howell schools, this is their first year of full implementation for CKLA, so we've got a partner there as well.
So if you have any questions, yeah.
So you're going to two different schools. Howell being one of them. Do we know what their scores look like at that?
So I can't speak to Chelsea, I can speak to Howell. So because it's the very first year, I mean, we could find out all of that, right? So like the longevity of having it around kind of that 3 to 5 year mark before you'd see impact.
Thank you.
And in Chelsea, we can ask them that question. I think
we
this might only be their second year as well.
But we can definitely ask if they've seen an increase in their data.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to express my appreciation to you both for steering this project and also for getting all of the teachers so excited to participate so that we can make sure we make the best decision for the students in the district. So thank you.
No, thank you very much.
They've been great.
It's our pleasure.
I wanted to, echo on that too. I think the fact that 92 teachers and staff signed up that Thursday after break is incredible and speaks to your enthusiasm, the teachers' enthusiasm, and I'm so happy to hear that and the dedication they have to the kids in our district to find the best programs. So thank you to the educators that are taking that extra mile to make it happen.
It's really important, like they're really being very diligent about making the best choice for the kids.
And it is a lot of extra work for them. Let me just throw that out there. This is not easy. This takes adjustment and planning and collaboration and materials management and, you know, communicating with us and each other. It is a huge undertaking, and that is the other testament, right, to their drive and commitment to what's best for our students. It's been incredible to be a part of it.
I just want to say thank you. I mean, it's a lot of work, and I think the teachers, I have gotten a lot of feedback from teachers, and they really appreciate all the communication and, quite frankly, excitement around it. Last Friday, I got a text from one of the teachers, and I won't say who it is because I didn't ask her permission yet, but she said, I did my first day of letters training this week, and it's by far the best thing I've ever done. I really thought it was for lower elementary teachers, and I can see why everybody needs this. And I'm also piloting both of the pilots and doing letters training at the same time, and I still think it's the best thing that I've done for me and for the kids. So just know that seems to be a lot of excitement amongst the staff and the teachers, and we just really appreciate you guys leading us.
Thank you for sharing that. That is a lot of work to do letters and 2 programs. So,
but also people that have gone through letters, like they're their ideas about this are going to be really important because how letters plays out in a classroom, right, that can match up. So that's great.
Well, thank you both very much. And to echo what's already been said, we very much appreciate your leadership, how much all of the staff has embraced this very important initiative and are excited about it. And obviously that will pay dividends
Yes.
in the end. And very happy to see this moving in this direction. And we're excited to, get the additional feedback as things progress forward. So thank you for being here tonight and look forward to exciting things.
Us too. Thank you. Thanks for having us and
If
listening.
I could ask one quick question of the board, it's about the updates from Chelsea and Cody. I think for sure we're going to want to come back in April to give a board an update because you'll have, some good feedback on the collaborative classroom and they'll be preparing to go into CKLA. Would the board like an update in March as well? So that's a question for the board.
Right, exactly. I would ask
Right.
them, whether you think it will be informative.
We'll be kind of in the thick of what we're in right now. The only difference in March would be that we have gone to do that site visit for the teachers, but we wouldn't necessarily have the feedback yet. I think the more crucial time is for us to come back in April because the training for CKLA will be that last week of March before spring break. And then after that, it'll be where now we have like a three comparison going on. And they would have given us that second set of feedback on collaborative classroom.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I think that would be great. Thank you,
So
April.
we'll do that. We'll still communicate.
Yep, we'll still with the
Academic committee will do it again here in a couple of weeks, get under the hood. But thank you for that. Thank you both. They're doing a wonderful job. And I also want to say, there's so much work that was done before this. You're picking up the torch.
Yes.
Thanks to everybody across the district, the previous work there. There's a lot of effort that went into this. So thank you to everybody who's been part of this work. So, all right. Thanks to the two of you.
Thank you.
And that's it for the superintendent report. Thank
right.
you.
All right, that moves us to the call to the public portion of our agenda. This is the opportunity for anyone who is here this evening that would like to address the board, the opportunity to do so. Excuse me. Our protocol is to fill out one of the cards at the rear of the room, deposit it in the box to the left of Dr. Jones. Mr. Jones, Dr. Jones, I presume. When I call your name on the card, you will have the opportunity to go to the podium. You have 3 minutes of allotted time to address the board. Ms. Dr. Krebs, Ms. Tierney, who's keeping? Oh, Mr. Stahl, okay. Came with the time, I guess. So Mr. Stahl now is keeping track of the 3 minutes. When there are 30 seconds left in your allotted time, he will display the yellow card to give you that 30-second warning. And when the 3 minutes is up, he will display the red card, indicating that your 3 minutes of allotted time is up. It's not a question and answer session. It's just the public's opportunity to address the board regarding any topic they would like to do. So without further ado, Christina Kefkakis.
I'm Christina Kafkakis. My son was here tonight. He received a Shining Star for being in the All-State Honors Choir. I also have a junior, an 8th grader, and a 5th grader. 2 of my children are vocalists. 1 plays cello, and 1 plays trombone. This summer, my sons will be attending Blue Lake Fine Arts Camp. My daughter's still on the fence. We'll see how that goes. My oldest will be going for his 7th consecutive summer. The only reason he didn't make it for 8 is because of COVID. My junior will be there for his 6th, and my 8th grader for his 3rd. I'm pleased to see the bond on tonight's agenda and would like to explain why this means so much to my family. My children are natural musicians, and the choir, orchestra, and band programs at BAS are a large part of their lives and our lives. The 2019 bond, including STEAM center expansions for all 4 elementary schools, as well as upgraded STEAM facilities at Maltby and Scranton. Athletic facilities underwent significant transformations, including the reconstruction of the stadium, including artificial turf. Our indoor facility provides our student athletes a place to practice at a cost of $7.8 million to the district. We haven't seen that for our student musicians or performers. What I'd like to see with the bond is a dedicated temperature-controlled orchestra room at both Brighton High School and Scranton Middle School, which will cut costs on instrument repairs. BCPA improvements, including a new orchestra pit, fly system, and band shelf for safety reasons. Brighton High School band room upgrades to improve safety and sound. An independent choir room separate from the orchestra room as they currently share and leads to a great deal of scheduling issues. And consistent staffing. I'd like to recommend a full-time secondary orchestra teacher at Scranton as well as a full-time choir teacher at Scranton. Our current band and choir rooms aren't just school spaces. They're used multiple days each week by students and community members. We also have a waiting list for access to the BCPA. So the demand for space far exceeds our current capacity. Thank you.
Thank you. John Connolly. John Connolly?
Good evening, Board. John Conley, Green Oak Township. A couple things. We managed to throw out one of my favorite clubs from the high school, the Kiwanis Club, and I know there's reasons for that, I guess, but the reality is they brought in between, I think it was 1,217 guests on Sundays, and I think they were up to 200 cars in our overflow parking lot there at the football field. It was a nice deal. They've been there a few years, and construction downtown, we allowed them to use the school, which was great, but they no longer can operate there, which is too bad. But they're going to move on to the ski lodge, and they'll have a place. It'll work out. But I liked them at Brighton High School. I thought the facilities were great, and I thought the residents got good use out of their taxpayer-funded school. That's one. The other thing I'm here for is you've scheduled the bond meeting basically to execute an agreement that would put this forward to the election system. And I don't think it's written correctly. I think that you may want to consider moving this to November. It claims a 1 mil or so increase, but in reality, I got a document from our accounting firm, which is Baker Tilly, and it says it's 4 mils. So now what is it? Is it a mill or is it 4? And we all know that May elections, the voter turnout is 15 to 20%. The November election, the voter turnout will be 60%. So I think you get a better sample of our voters in November and people that can make it to the ballot box. It's just my suggestion. And if you tabled it tonight, if you don't turn in tomorrow, you can't go on the ballot. You're down to your last day. Tomorrow is the last day that you can apply for this. So I'd like you guys to seriously consider it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Catherine Atkin.
Good evening. Good evening, board members. My name is Catherine Atkin, and I am a parent of a Brighton student and a strong supporter of our music program. Tonight, I want to speak to you briefly about class size, staffing strain, and what our current facilities are asking of both our students and teachers to manage. At both Scranton Middle School and Brighton High School, choir classes are at or near capacity. At the middle school, that means 40 students in a single classroom. At the high school, classes are approaching 50 students. When classes reach this size, students don't receive the individual attention they need to grow, especially in a discipline as personal and technical as singing. At the high school level, this has also created developmental imbalance. Senior girls who are ready for advanced musical work are placed in the same class as freshman boys. I'm sure you can imagine that's challenging with voice changes and things like that. To manage numbers, some students have been moved into ensembles that weren't their first choice, leaving others feeling disconnected or squeezed out. More concerning is parents are discussing pulling children out of choir next year because their students don't feel that the class sizes are sustainable. And the challenges don't stop with the students. Our music teachers are stretched across multiple buildings. Choir and band teachers split time between the middle school and the high school. The orchestra teacher splits time between the intermediate school and the high school. At the middle school level, instruction is sometimes shared in ways that requires teachers outside a teacher's primary expertise. This model is not sustainable for students or for staff. That's why we are asking the district to seriously consider adding 1 or 2 more music teachers at Scranton Middle School. This would reduce class sizes, relieve the burden on existing staff, and allow these programs to grow instead of constantly operating at the edge of capacity. I also want to take a moment to recognize our choir teacher, Mr. Phil Johnson. He has made a lasting impact on our children and countless students in the district. But even the very best educators need reasonable class sizes, adequate space, and sustainable workloads to continue doing their best work. That's why we strongly support dedicating a high school choir room, the auxiliary performance space at the high school, a staffing model that honors excellence that is already happening in Brighton. These requests are not about extras, they're about capacity, sustainability, and keeping great programs strong. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Sid Atkin.
Follow that. Sid Atkin, choir booster president. I had written a speech. You know I love a good written speech. But if I'm one thing I'm very clear on is that you guys know where I stand on for this bond, so I won't repeat myself. I actually want to, well, and the leadership class kind of stole my thunder here a little bit, but I do want to thank you. As a school board, I think I've been very observant and participatory in a lot of ways over the last year, and watching what you each bring to this board, I think is really special. From making sure our disabled children can have space on playgrounds, to the bus depot having the support, the systems that they need, literacy programs being fought for, sports fields getting the attention they need, and also listening to us music lovers to put us all in the best position going forward, and our students. I can have one last request, and speaking to such, again, what I think is a special board. I would hate for, well, I don't want to use the word hate. I would love for this bond and to be clear about what is going to be included in it, and what's going to be, and not leaving it up to future boards that may not be as strong as you are. I think that, I hope that you're all on the board for as long as you want to be. But I do hope that things are earmarked and put in place, that everything we've had discussed and everything that's been advocated for is really earmarked and put in place to that over the next 5-6 years of this bond, should it be voted for tonight, be put into action, that all of this is going as designed, as what you want it to be, that it's protected as well as you can be. So I do ask again that the black box theater, auxiliary performance space, whatever we want to call it, be earmarked for space. With the thought of having the music classrooms kind of stay in the A wing of the high school, that does leave that grass area for, I think it can do what we want it to do, which is have the black box theater, but also still have space for snow removal, to make sure that the operations aren't impacted negatively, which is not something anybody wants, but that we put things in place to have these areas taken care of in a way that it's been sorely lacking for a long time. The BCPA was built 30 years ago, and it needs work. We've all talked about what that needs, but let's look towards the future. Thanks so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Ken Schmeck.
Good evening, Board. I'm Ken Schmank. First of all, I'm jealous. City Council has never received any bundt cakes. I just want to say I'm a member of the Kiwanis Club. When I first learned about it being canceled, I was a little upset, but I didn't have all the information. So I wanted to thank Andy Storm, Katie Tierney. I bothered them on the phone. They called me back, and I got a lot more information. But also, thank Alicia Bain. Not only did she give me the rest of the information and put the pieces together, but she went out of her way to call Mount Brighton and Genoa Park and Township to find alternatives for where the Kiwanis Club could have their event. And I thought that was honestly outstanding. Yes, it is. Yeah, so thank you. The last part, no, I'll be real quick. I honestly just recently realized that the board members are not paid. And I just want to say this. The city of Brighton went through and looked at the boards and commissions and realized what we were being paid, and I think it averaged out to probably about $5.30 an hour. This board doesn't just show up for meetings. There's a lot of homework they put in. They have families, full-time jobs. This is a sacrifice. And when you also look at the cost that they have when they run for school board, I know the city council was around $3,000, and I believe it's a lot more for you guys, but I don't know how that would be done, but even $100 a meeting just to cover it, I think would be outstanding. That's all I had, so thank you for your time.
Thank you. Laura Bevier? Bevier?
Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Bevier. It's fine. It happens all the time. So Laura Bevier, and I'm with Drama Kids, and we do developmental drama for children ages 4 through 11. And I wanted to introduce myself to the Brighton area. We are in Novi, Livonia, Northville, and South Lyon right now. And what we do is an after-school developmental drama program. I'm a mom of an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they're two very different children, as I'm sure all parents know, very different children. But I had a daughter on March 11th, 2020. So she's a true COVID baby. She had been to CVS. That was the only place she'd ever been in the 2 years of her first 2 years of life. So she is very much developmentally different than her sister. So her sister's older, very outgoing. You just ask her, she's the next Taylor Swift, and that's great. But the younger sister is not. And so I spent a long time looking for a drama class for her. She's now in kindergarten. And I found that there are a lot of children like this, 5, 6, 4-year-olds around in that age that need some confidence, public speaking skills, creativity, building those kind of skills types of classes. So I spent a lot of time looking for a drama class for her, and I couldn't find one. So I decided to start Drama Kids in this area. So that's why we are in Novi, Livonia, South Lyon, and Northville now, but we'd love to be able, I know I'm not allowed to ask any questions during my 3 minutes, but we would love to be able to have someone give us a name or information from somebody who we can get in touch with and bring Drama Kids to the elementary schools. So right now, the program that we run is pretty much at the end of the day after school. When the bell rings, then we borrow a classroom and we bring our own teachers in, we bring our own curriculum. We don't have tryouts, we don't have auditions, but we do have a lot of fun. So we do ask that they help us market to the families, and then the families bring, and the families pay for, it's not through the school, it's, through the families, and so it's like an after-school program. So instead of kids going to Kids Club, they can come to Drama Kids. So we would love to be in the Brighton schools, and we will hang out afterwards if anybody wants to share somebody's information with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Jennifer Evans.
Hello again. I'm Jennifer Evans. I teach at Scranton Middle School, live in Howell, 2 graduates from this awesome district. This is my 24th year of teaching in Brighton area schools. All of them have been middle school. I don't know why. I just keep loving those little middle school kids. I felt compelled to speak tonight because there are 3 of us sitting in this room right now that are so compassionate about what we do. We spend multiple time in 2 programs. All 3 of us do. Joey Swinky is at Brighton High School, and he is at Scranton Middle School with me. Phil Johnson is at Brighton High School, and he is at Scranton Middle School. And I'm running 2 programs in 1 school. I am the orchestra teacher and the band teacher. I have 47 kids in my first hour. I have 52 kids in my second hour. We are out of space. We are out of stretching the space. We are really struggling with the outstanding numbers that we have in our program. Phil Johnson is out of space in that choir room. At Scranton, he is blocking doors that students need to get out of if there is an emergency, because there are so many kids. And I am not here to complain tonight about the kids. I am here just because I want to make sure that we understand how important it is to not just have appropriate facilities that are safe for all of our kids, but staff members who feel safe, staff members who can give more than 30 seconds to a student in a class of 52 when we have 56 minutes, staff members who aren't running in their cars and eating while they're running in their cars, staff members like myself who are doing double programs outside of my area of expertise. I am certified and qualified and degreed, but I am a band girl and I have grown to love my strings. We have 2 classes of strings now at the high school. Out of my 41 8th graders last year, I sent up 35 kids in that orchestra program. Thank you. The program is continuing to grow. The choir program grows, the high school band, the high school choir, the high school orchestra, Scranton choir, Scranton band, and Scranton orchestra. We need more space. We need teachers. We are doing everything we can. I did a presentation at the music conference 2 weeks ago. Phil was up there with his kids. Stephen Fernandez, our high school and Maltby teacher, did a presentation at the music conference. We are all doing all the things. Joey and I have kids going to DSO in 2 weeks. We are doing so many things because music is so important to our community. I've taught over almost half of your kids, board members. I've had half of your kids at some point in my program. And I'm proud to say that. And I want to finish very strongly here in Brighton in my next 6.5 years I have left. So please, 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 it's not just the space, it's the humans as well. We care about all of them. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that concludes the call to the public portion of our agenda. Moves us to for action. Item A, regular meeting minutes of January 12, 2026. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as presented? Moved by Dr. Krebs, support by Ms. Tierney. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any nays? That passes 7-0.
Just one point of clarification, Roger. Sure. In those minutes, we referenced the meeting that we were tentatively planning to hold. I know that was part of the original meeting minutes that were used for the meeting.
Yeah.
In that situation, do we go back and edit that, or does it matter?
No, because it still reflects what we actually talked about. Yep. Good question, though. All right, that moves us to item B, Human Resources Report. Mr. Anastasoff.
All right, good evening. It's a pretty simple one today. It's just representing some of the retirements and resignations, just getting us started for hiring season in a couple months.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the Human Resources Report as presented?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Stahl, support by Ms. Tierney. Any discussion? I just want to, first of all, say thank you. This list of the 4 retirees in our Human Resources Report, Dr. Mosier, who was our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum, Scott Story, Colleen Deven, Scott Weaver, all of these people have been tremendous leaders over the year for a significant number of years and served in various leadership capacities. And I can't say enough about how much we appreciate all their contributions to this district and their leadership. And I want to personally and on behalf of the board wish them all the best in their retirement. So, any further discussion?
Yeah, and I do have one correction, so I apologize.
Oh, I jumped to-
The fourth individual should be Chris Weaver, not, it's
Oh,
written
yeah,
as Scott
right, that's
Weaver, so
Scott
just a
Weaver, yeah.
correction. So you read it as is, but yeah, it should be
yeah,
Chris Weaver.
it's
So
Chris
my
Weaver, yeah.
apologies.
All right.
I just want to confirm that we have in place a plan for the replacements and what we need to cover these positions while these, before we hire anybody for them.
Yes, we either have a hiring plan prepared, or the individuals, especially who are in classes with the students, we have plans at this point to either replace with permanent or individuals to finish out the year that are qualified for the positions. Yes, thank you.
All right. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any nays? That passes 7-0. Moves us to item C, resolution calling for election May 2026.
Motion to approve the election resolution as presented.
Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Stahl, support by Ms. Tierney. Any discussion?
I think just out of curiosity from what John just brought up, what is the?
4 mils would be the final total amount. 1.08 is the increase, which gets you to 4 mils. It's 2.92 currently, 1.08 increase to 4 mils. So 4 mils is the total, 1.08 is the increase.
Yeah, and we've had legal and Baker Tilly, they've reviewed everything, and they've, I mean, this was all drafted by them to comply with state law, so.
Yeah, no, I'm obviously aware of that.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
No, that is really for the benefit of the public. I know you're aware of it, Andy. So, any further discussion?
I just wanted to, we've said this many times at the table, but now that we're getting close to our vote, I do want to especially thank Mrs. Tierney and Mr. Stahl for all their time, as well as administration in all of the buildings, and everyone that met with us, and all the people that have come to advocate for their positions and the conversations that we've had. It has really been a very informed process to me, and I feel like between what we've done locally and all the professional consultation, we're in a very good position to make a decision.
Yeah, and just to kind of follow up on that, I want to obviously thank all the people that have been involved. I mean, obviously, the folks from Clark, King Scott, the administration, staff has been involved in soliciting feedback. Baker Tilly, yes, obviously them as well. Barton Mallow, they've been providing significant assistance as well. And I think it speaks volumes that this has really been a very methodical process. I mean, we were considering this last year and felt like we weren't ready and needed to study it further, do more of our due diligence. And I want to thank everyone for the extended work that went into this process, which brings us here tonight, gets us to the finished product that I think obviously is much more thoroughly researched. I think gives the voters the opportunity to consider the improvements that are going to be part of this proposed bond. And so I just to kind of follow up, I want to thank everyone who put in a significant amount of effort and resources to get us where we are at this point. Mr. Bain?
Just a point of clarification, you said Barton Mallow, I think it's Clark.
Bart Mallow is working with IT. Clark,
Yeah,
I did,
technology.
Yeah.
We are working with Barton Mallow.
I did.
I just didn't want to leave Clark out.
Oh, I did say Clark, I
Yeah, she
thought.
said Clark.
Okay.
You
They
said
were the
Clark
first
right
ones
out
I
of the gate.
mentioned, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And also thanks to Mr. Jones and Scott Jacobs as well. I mean,
Absolutely.
we've had such great input and discussions, and is this product perfect? No. I mean, at least it's not going to be perfect for any single one of us, but I think we've done such a good job of working through all of the issues. There are certainly things that I maybe wish were part of it or wish weren't part of it, but as a collective, I think we came together and really focused on what's best for kids and what's best for the taxpayers of our district.
I'd like to add thank you to the community who's brought their voice to us a lot, that community especially. And all the people that we talked to out in the community and brought their ideas to us. Katie put together some amazing plans for us to look at. And just one thing I want to tell you, this, I wanted air conditioning in the gymnasium for my son. Guess what? I won't be around for that because he's going to graduate by the time that's done. That's kind of how it works. We don't do it for that reason. But we do it for the kids coming up and the kids of the future. And they have a voice because we listen to them as well, and we know what they want in this. But the thing about this is a big process. I know I can see it in some eyes out there. If we approve this tonight, that doesn't mean some of the things that perhaps you've mentioned aren't going to get done. This is a process first off, much of it won't start for the next 2 years. It'll be about 2 years before this thing really gets rolling. By that point, we are talking about future children and future lives, future teachers probably. It happens. My wife just took that dip, and she's very happy. But I want you to understand that a lot of the things that we don't know are out there might still happen. Many of us might not be on this board anymore, and there might be some new ideas. So you always got to have your voice out there and keep coming to these meetings and saying what you want and what you want to see. I think you're going to be very surprised and very happy with what happens at the end. The amounts that we put into these things suggest that we will be able to accomplish more. But you have to be careful with that money, and we have to be reserved with that money and do good by not only our staff, but also by this community. So I think every one of these I've ever been with or been on, and I do this for a living, so I primarily work in schools doing this kind of work. They're always surprised at how much they can get done. But we always have to be careful with it, and you guys just keep being optimistic, and I think you're all going to be really happy with the end product. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Yeah.
But he did make a motion.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had a motion.
He made a motion, and Ms. Tierney seconded it. That's okay.
I clearly have not heard half of what you're talking about.
So just for clarification, so the motion is to approve the resolution calling for the election in May of 2026 as presented in the packet. Okay? All right. No, I think we're going to do a roll call vote. All right. Roll call vote. Ms. Ackermite.
Mr. Stahl?
Yes.
Dr. Krebs?
Yes.
Mrs. Marks?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mrs. Urbane?
Yes.
Mr. Storm?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes. That passes 7-0. All right, and you wanted to address something?
Yes, we have a young lady in the audience, Miss Deanne Farrell, who you've probably all seen. She's been in this school for a long time. She couldn't wait to be the steering chair of the bond for us, so I said I'd just announce that for her. Honestly, you're admired by many and love everything you do in the district. Couldn't have a better person to do this. In the next few days, you're going to learn a bunch of stuff that you probably never wanted to know. But I'll help coach you. I got to stay out of that part. But you were going to create a team, and she's going to lead the community down this charge to get this thing elected, so we can do all the things we talked about. So thank you, Deanne Farrell. Everyone, Deanne Farrell. Sorry you had to wait through all that to get to that.
Yeah, and thank you for being here tonight and for being here, waiting patiently for us to get to this item on our agenda. And we very much appreciate you agreeing to take on this role. And it is obviously a voluntary role too, and takes up a lot of time, and your time is valuable, and we very much appreciate it. All right, that closes out the item C, moves us to item D, financial literacy requirement. Dr. Outlaw?
So I can, this was discussed at our last meeting. It was, Mr. Evans came forward and shared the information about the new financial literacy requirement and how it can overlap with other courses. I think he presented 5 classes that this could be accompanied by a financial literacy component. I don't need to go through it all again. Mr. Evans is here. If we have any additional questions on that, are there any questions at all from the board? We're ready to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the financial literacy requirement as presented? Motion by Ms. Urbane, supported by Dr. Krebs. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any nays? That passes 7-0. That moves us to item E on the amended agenda, which is BHS chiller. Mr. Stahl, would you like to address that issue?
Yes, I have the reasoning behind moving this forward, especially. The chiller HVAC will be handled in-house, that is, through our capital improvement funds. And with the capital improvement funds, timing is essential for purchasing the HVAC equipment. With all of the AI infrastructures that are being built, just recently I talked to someone in the field that we purchased a lot of boilers from and HVAC systems, and there were almost 800 units that have been sold in the last 2 weeks going to those units being purchased already. They don't make these things quickly. They're monstrous machines. That, you know, it's not going through a cookie factory. These things take some time. They're very complicated, and for that reason, we would like to get this approved tonight. We do have the money, the estimate on this, and actually it seems quite, they've actually added a 10% in this, would be for all of these units, and that's a Train air chiller, Train air handlers, the cooling towers, ERV units, which are the electronics that talk to the computers, and the controls for the chiller system. We're looking at $2,139,500. That 10% will probably go in our favor, but since we're purchasing them on our own, but then this does not include the install of the units. But this would be all of these units. These are the ones that we talk about at the high school. And for the reason, we probably won't get the bidding out right away on that. We're going to have somebody install these for us. However, we want to get these units purchased before we can't get them or the price is astronomical. And that is my push for this one.
Okay, so thank you for the presentation. So, because this matter was on the agenda as a full action item, there's no motion that is in the packet as a draft motion. So,
Put a motion on it.
do you have a motion drafted, or is your motion for the district to move forward with the purchase of the Train chiller and related infrastructure in an amount for just the equipment only, not including labor, installation, in an amount not to exceed $2,139,500?
That is correct.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Stahl made that motion.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Seconded Dr. Krebs. All right, any discussion?
I just want to say that I think this is my 8th year on the board, and I think every year we've been talking about this since I've been on here, so I'm really, really excited to get this.
So the only question I have, and you mentioned it a minute ago, Roger, is or maybe Ken did, is the air conditioning. So I'm just curious why we continue to kind of kick that down the road. We have the money for it.
Actually, that's,
diminishing.
yeah.
We have the money.
We have the money until you start, we did the numbers on this, we're gonna be depleting it pretty quick. I think here's at the committee, the discussion was this: if we get this to pass, then that would probably be one of the first things we'll get, because we're gonna,
I'm just
even with
curious.
some-
It's something that everyone on this
Yeah, I know.
board knows I've brought up many
You
times.
know, I sat right next to you on it as well, so.
So I'm just, it's so interesting to me that we have the funds, and I just don't know why we are unwilling to invest in air conditioning.
We did talk about the depletion of this fund that we have, and whether or not we're willing to do that right now is, you know, I don't want to get us in a situation where we deplete that fund either. But really, honest, I already said it to the public, I'm not gonna see the benefits of this at all, but it's still good for the future. But that's the reasoning behind it.
Can I just ask a clarification question? I'm supportive of this, but is the 2 million the price that you gave out? That's been bid out? You know that's the cost, or does this
No,
go through a
they
process?
got
that we-
estimates.
Okay, so this is a general estimate, so not to exceed
Correct.
that, but you anticipate, okay. Okay, and then second.
That's why the 10% on it.
Got
as
it,
well, to-
okay,
to
thank
cover
you.
it.
And then the second question is, what is the lead time on this approximately, do you think? 6 months?
3 months.
Oh, 3 months, okay.
Yeah, every week it gets worse.
Okay, okay, thank you.
We have many school districts that are purchasing this, and that makes it even worse for us, so we just need to get this done.
Got it, thank you.
Any further questions by anyone? So, and just for clarification, so a comment and then a question. The comment is, I'm somebody that is in the industry, and they informed me that the Saline data center they've ordered 600 of the exact same chiller that we have. We only need one for our high school. So that puts it in perspective of like just the amazing. So I can certainly attest to how this is very risky in terms of being able to get access to one of these units, given how fast, particularly a lot of these data centers are coming online and the needs for those facilities. The question, though, is, so, and for clarification, so we are direct purchasing the equipment. Ultimately, as far as the contractor for the installation will go through the normal bidding process.
This gives us the approval to spend the funds, so we can move forward right away with the
Okay.
as soon as all the engineering drawings, we have all the specs. We don't have the specs yet. Lindell's working on that. Together, we can get moving.
And so, if we were purchasing this with bond funds, would we be required to get 3 bids at that point anyway, if we were using bond funds versus potentially using?
Funding doesn't necessarily matter. What matters is, with an RFP, is if it's construction, it has to be an RFP. If it is not construction, our policy says we can get 3 written quotes. So if it is determined, and I usually go through Troon to get a declaration from them. If it's determined to be construction, then we have to RFP it. That's the way we look at it.
All right.
The other part is, everyone always worries about the warranty. Most of these manufacturers will start the warranty upon installation, as long as you make that arrangement with them beforehand and let them know how they'll be stored. They just want to make sure they're covered and kept from the elements, so that there's not an issue with it. I've seen this happen multiple times.
Okay. All right.
I have one question about the install. So we're talking about this on the front end with the cost and getting it. Are we going to be running into the same situation with finding an installer? If they're going to be putting in 600 units in Saline, or?
No, well, I can't say for sure, of course, but they're gonna get a contract with a company that's going to do the installs for them. They still have to build the buildings, but they're doing the same thing. They're getting the materials now because they know how hard it's gonna be after they purchase others to get it later. So that's the whole thing. They're getting their contractors together. They're purchasing them. They've got nothing to lose by doing it. It just makes it hard for the little guys to get the product.
By putting out the RFP now, we can solidify somebody to install it when it comes in?
Well, you'd put out, no, I don't think that RFP is gonna necessarily get it for us, but we are gonna have to put out the job for bid and get our usual 3 and get an approval and get the job going.
And so the timing on that, is that going to be in April? Are we still hoping if we move forward with this train unit, and we do have a 3-month lead time for it to come in, Is this something we're going to be looking at trying to do this summer? Or are we still looking at
That is-
2027?
It is the hope, so we have already started the process of bringing in the engineers and bringing in Train and reviewing the site, and the MEPs are putting together all the specs. So that train is going. It's just that our concern was getting the chillers themselves.
Sure.
So we want to have the approval just to get the chillers, but that process is already moving.
Yeah. All right, any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any nays? That passes 7-0. That moves us to item F, the RFP for athletic netting.
I can talk to
Mr.
that.
Stahl again?
On the netting, this is not building, this is construction, this is material. An RFP is not required, as it's in-house work and it's going through our capital improvements. Spring is nearly upon us, and really the push is to get this done for sports starting. So this is going to be on our baseball field in that area over there.
Just going to say, it's at the baseball, it's between the practice facility, or the practice field and the softball. That is the handicap entrance to the softball field. And when they're practicing on the turf field there, balls are often blocking the handicap way. So this is just making sure that the handicap path is safe and utilized.
All right, so do we have?
Now, you
I'm
want to
sorry.
make that motion?
Sure.
Motion to pass for the purchase of the netting for the baseball fields at the high school.
Wait, it's not the baseball
It's
field.
not baseball, it's,
I'm sorry, so.
do we have a price?
We don't have that yet.
We, I know at least I've seen 3 quotes on this already.
So we put it out to, we didn't put out to bid, but we solicited 3 written quotes, which we received 3 written quotes from C&M Associates, Motor City Fence, and Nationwide Fence. Motor City Fence was the best, a lead time of 4 to 6 weeks, and we should probably go with the 2026 pricing. They gave us 2025 and 2026, so to give us some cushion, the 2026 pricing was $67,535.
And that was Motor City?
Motor City Fence.
And that's just for the fence, and the installation is going to be done internally in the district? Is that what I heard?
That's my yes.
Yeah. That's what I understood.
Yep.
And what were the other 2 bids?
Nationwide Fence, which their 2026 pricing was $102,540. And then C&M Associates, and theirs was $101,070.
And was there post-bidding or post-solicitation follow-up? Just, because the other 2 are kind of like, they're like on the same frame and then,
Yes.
okay.
So we have been working with Foresight Design, and they are the guys who've been doing our, all the AstroTurf work and that, so they do consulting on athletic fields, and they are familiar with the Motor City product and their process, and they say it is every bit as good as the other 2. So they were comfortable with, and they've worked with Motor City before. So we did get their input before we decided which of the 3 we were going to take.
All right. So to clarify, Mr. Stahl, your motion is to purchase the netting to be installed between the practice field and the softball field for the proposal for Motor City Fence for $67,535?
Yes. Good job.
All right, that's Mr. Stahl's motion.
Mr. Stahl's motion, yeah.
We have support?
Mr. Stahl.
All right, support by Ms. Marks. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any nays? That passes 7-0. All right, that concludes the for action portion of our agenda and moves us to, for future action, item A, School Financial Solutions Contract. Dr. Outlaw.
At place, you have a draft of the new school financial services or solutions contract. Next month, we will be asking for the board's approval. It is identical to the contract we had with them previously, with one caveat. It has language that was added in the case that the state government were to change the rules around shared time services. That's the only change that's in there. I'd encourage you to review that, ask any questions to myself or to Mr. Jones, and next month we will be asking for your approval.
Okay, any questions at this point by anyone? No? All right, thank you.
Go back, I pulled up the quote from Motor City, and it includes the furnish and installation.
And I think, okay. So they will do the installation. I think our motion is sufficient to cover it because
It is, I just want to clarify,
No, thank
especially
you.
for the public, that seems like a lot for netting, so I wanted to clarify that it's the footings and in the poles, and even, it actually says carrying away of the debris from digging the posts, so it's all of it.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for that clarification. Okay, so back to for future action, item C, policy recommendations. Mr. Anastasov?
All right, thank you. So we have, committee is recommending 5 different policies. Today, for the most part, there are clerical changes, but a few other recommendations requested from Troon, along with the recommendation to align with the new financial literacy decision that was put in place as well. So they are in your packet if you have any additional questions with a summary page at the start.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
5407, the instructional materials. My understanding, let's see, that's the one, if the parent objects to materials?
Correct.
It is going to the principal first, correct?
Correct.
That's what, how is it then, how is the student, I'm not sure if I'm going to say this correctly, how is it guaranteed the student will still meet the standards that it will be, that is, whatever that product, that assignment might have met?
So from my understanding, I mean, that will be part of the review. I mean, if there would need to be any alternative based on it. This change is based on the most kind of recent court decision that was put in place. And so I'm not sure if I have exact answer to that, but that would be part of the review process. If it's required by the curriculum, then I would imagine there needs to be some potential alternative to look at how to get to that result without creating the same conflict that was before. But we can look at all the other alternatives for that.
Thank you.
Okay, any further questions, comments? No? All right, that concludes for future action portion of our agenda, moves us to board committee chair reports, community recognition. Dr. Kratz.
So, board report for the academic committee. First of all, Chelsea and Cody, I think, have left, but a lot of what we talked about was the ELA update. But the other thing we've been talking about, and I just kind of want to get this out there, is alternatives to the 6-hour day. One of the things we're talking about here, when we start looking at these classes and the electives, how many of the required courses, how much of students' required time is taken up by core courses. We certainly don't want to diminish what we're doing with our students because we've been really successful in that. However, we're just looking at alternatives. So I just want to let you know that we've talked about that, moving that forward in some way.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Facilities Committee? Well, you've seen a lot of what we talked about already tonight. It's already went through that. Miller update, we are on schedule for an April-May certificate of occupancy. Certificate of occupancy. Other capital improvement projects, we talked about doubling up on turf maintenance. That was brought up there, and more discussion will be had on that. Foresight is looking at the shop drawings and moving forward with turf replacements as they were scheduled. That's about all I have in the committee.
Okay. Mr. Bain.
Are you gonna cover the finance committee, or?
Well, go ahead.
To say the transparency reports that came out of both fundraising and finance committee are up on the site, and They're probably, still, people have a lot of questions. They may not be perfect, but we're going to continue to try to hone to get these reports out to the public and make sure that people have the information. And very proud that we've done that. Also, I just wanted to say that I have been trying to get to all of the winter sports. I failed miserably in the fall, been trying to get to all the winter sports. And if you guys haven't been to some of the smaller sports, a bowling meet was very chill. There's food, there's drinks. It was a lot better than I anticipated. And not that I didn't anticipate it being good, but it exceeded expectations by, if you're looking for, to get out and see one, I would encourage that. And also the downhill alpine skiing. The atmosphere there is electric because so many schools use Mount Brighton as their home. There's a lot of schools, a lot of students. It was really electric. I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of participants and the amount of fans that were there. It was a really cool experience, and the students really appreciated people coming out to support them. So if you haven't been to either of those two, I encourage you to try.
Thank you.
Policy, you saw several things that we are proposing moving forward, and then we have a couple other things that will be coming soon that we probably need another meeting or so to, that I would anticipate you'll see maybe next meeting or the meeting after. So.
Yeah, and we have a finance committee meeting scheduled for February 23rd, I believe, 2 weeks from today. And so we'll have another report at the next meeting based on the discussion at the finance committee. So, anything further? No?
I'd like to make a motion. I move that the board go into closed session pursuant to Section 8C of the Michigan Open Meetings Act for negotiations connected with collective bargaining.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Stahl. Support by Ms. Marks. Any discussion? All right, roll call vote, Ms. Ackermeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That motion passes 7-0. All right, so we are going to be moving into closed session. We are going to just stay here for everyone that's online and everyone who is also here. That concludes everything that's on our agenda. So once we conclude with our closed session, our meeting will end. Thank you for being here this evening or watching if you're online. Our next regular meeting is Monday, March 9th at 7 p.m., and we will now convene in closed session.